For people listening and watching at home, so scrambling in grades, as I understand it, sort of 1, 2, 3 and 3+.
Yep.
And yeah, give us a bit of a rundown on how that works.
So basically, you've got walking, you've got hill walking, and the various kind of apps. You've got all trails and all the other stuff. They'll kind of give you a difficulty, won't they? So you've got like easy, moderate, hard. If you're talking like a walk around the country park, it's gonna be a nice easy walk. If you're going up to Snowdon, it's gonna be down to hard walk. Climbing on the other end of the spectrum, very defined with a grading system. It's internationally recognised. All countries have the kind of different, but they all kind of tally into one system. Scrambling is a bit of an ad hoc affair. And also it's, climbing, once something's submitted as a climbing route, it'll be submitted by somebody, whoever's opened the route generally. So the first person to do it will probably submit it. And then it'll be given its grading, and then the grading's checked. And after a certain period of time, it's verified that's its grade. Scrambling is completely, ad hoc. Someone's attributed these grades, these scrambles over a period of time, but they're not registered.
Or regulated.
That's it, in the same sense that climbing is. So it's very much open to kind of personal opinion on it. So with the Peake District one, just going back to that before I go through the grades, I've regraded the Peake District based on my knowledge of kind of the lakes and Snowdonia. I haven't really done much scrambling in Scotland, to be perfectly honest, but from my expertise, I've regraded the peaks for the hashtag Scramble the Peaks challenge, and I've been very clear in there, which ones you shouldn't be touching without a rope, and what level of ability you probably need before you can do the certain scrambles. So I tried to make it as accessible to everyone, really, just giving really basic language of if you complete hill walks on a regular basis, then you're okay to do this. Pretty much.
Yeah.
So going back to that, so grade 1, bog standard, but then there's a massive variety in grade 1. So Cribgoch in Snowdonia is a grade 1. Striding Edge, Helvellyn is a grade 1. Compared to some of the grade 1s in the Peake District, they feel far more sketchy than some of the Peake District ones.
Right, okay.
So the point with that is Helvellyn, Striding Edge and Cribgoch, they're not, from a technical point of view, they're not very hard to do. It's quite wide. There's not a lot of climbing to be done there. They're very well-defined routes. They've got really easy handholds and footholds. So it's within most people's gift to do those. It's quite simple. The thing with that is people think they're worse because, you've got a massive drop either side. That's why they feel so much, they feel much more than a grade 1. But technically they're not. You've got quite a bit of play there where you're not going to fall off and die.
Yeah.
But going back to that, so there's a big sphere within grade 1 of what you would say, and then you get on to so grade 1s, if you can manage a good hill walk, say 8 to 10k, few 100-meter climbing, you're more than, you can easily do a grade 1 scramble.
Yeah,
that's my view on it, and I would say the majority of people who do scramble would say that.
So what would Wild Boar Clough come falling?
So it's a grade 2/3 by the old guidebook. Right. It's absolutely not a 2/3.
Right.
I was on Milestone Buttress on Trovan last Friday. That's a grade 3. That's a grade 3, yeah. You're hanging off.
Yeah.
There's areas there where you've got to climb around the nose. In essence, there's no footholds, and you've got handholds to get you around it. Wow. And then pull yourself up. So I was obviously I was roped up for that. That's a grade 3. And that's why I've regraded this stuff in the peaks, because it's not a true reflection. You can look at that and go grade 3. Wild Boar Clough, you don't need ropes. You just need to be. There's nothing particularly hard either. There's good handholds, there's good footholds. But I think I've reclassified that as a grade 2. Right. I wouldn't. If someone hasn't done any scrambling before, or you went with a friend. If you were just going out there, a couple of mates or, family, going with friends, jumping straight on that's probably a bit much, was definitely a bit much, actually.
Yeah.
So, that's why I've done it in kind of colour-coded grade order for #Scramble the Peaks, so then people can just go through, get a load of the ones under the belt, then start looking at the twos and then progressing from there, basically.
And when you're getting into, so ropes are getting involved, what, in sort of the thick end of the twos?
No, yeah, so not in the Peaks, but certainly, Lake District, Snowdonia, you know, when you're looking at kind of, you know, and some guidebooks break them down into plus and minus as well.
Right.
So, you know, each guidebook will say as well, they may say in the write-up, you may need a rope for this particular portion of the scramble. I mean, we did the east ridge of Agarn in the Ogwen Valley a few weeks ago. And even for us, so we didn't use any protection, no ropes. It's a grade 2, but that's bang on the limit for what we would do without rope protection. But the Peaks, there's quite a few 2s there. You don't need ropes. I wouldn't say you need them. I've regraded everything in this guide with 2+. So if it's a 2+, it needs ropes, basically.
Okay.
And I think there's only 5 in the whole Peak District that I would say necessitate that kind of level of protection.
Okay.